Hello students, welcome to our part 3 of in the PGT series, right? So in this video, in the previous video we have explained 2-3 topics like Carnot cycle, Rankine cycle, right? Heat exchange, heat rate. What are the topics, right? We have seen the topics. So now with this video I'll start with all the means the main part, right? The thermal power plant. What is thermal power plant? What are the terms and conditions required for the thermal power plant to set up in the area? So let's start with the site selection of thermal power plant. How actually the site is selected, okay, before implementing that thermal power plant process. Okay, so the first one is the location of the power plant. Okay, let's say an example, if I want to buy a home, then I'll first step will be I'll buy a land, okay, in which I will set up my home. So similarly for the power plant also, government decide which area should be selected, okay, so which location should be selected for the power plant. So location of the power plant, okay, so the site should be selected such the plant is at load center, right? So plant should be selected as per the load center. This means electricity is to be distributed in the nearing areas. If I want to distribute my electricity in the near area, I will select that load center. If the power station is too away from the area, the cost of transmission line would be very high, which will be uneconomical, right? If the transmission load is very away from the plant, then what will happen? Automatically the transmission tower cost will increase and the transmission line cost will also get increased, so which is not economical for ourselves. The second important thing is the transportation of coal, right? If the plant is away from the load, then and plant is away from the coal mines, there are many coal mines which distribute coals to the power plant. If they are very far from the plant, then the transportation cost will automatically get increased. So it is important to so that the coal mine should be nearer to the plant also. So if it is far away from the plant, then what will happen? The transportation cost will increase. So transportation can be done through railways, ships and roads, right, with the help of trucks and heavy vehicles. Most of the thermal plants are located in Maharashtra's which part? Vidarbha, Khandes, Marathwada, where the coal transportations are distances very less because there are mainly major coal mines are there. So second point is the cost of land, right? Cost is also important. So cost, if the cost is if I am buying any land in rural area as compared with the urban area like Mumbai or the main cities, so I have to pay more in that area as compared with the rural areas, right? In urban area I have to pay more. Similarly, for setting up this huge plant, we should implement that plant in rural area as their cost is very less as compared with the urban plants. The large space is required for thermal power plant, right? Large space is needed because it is a huge plant. It will generate large amount of power. So what are the land requirements? Okay, so what purpose the land is needed? First one is the project. The whole project, coal storage, right? Coal, we bring the coal and we will store in the coal storage. Ash handling, the remaining ash of the coal will be handled and stored in ash handling. Okay, staff quarters, the employees there that are working there should be stayed in the area. And the water, right? Water, huge amount of water is needed for steam power plant or the thermal power plant because we will generate steam in very large amount. So large amount of water is needed. Third point is the ash disposal facility. What is ash disposal facility? Ash storage and ash disposal is also a problem for the coal-fired thermal power plant. It requires more space, okay, right? Because we are using large amount of coal for generating for heating purpose, then large amount of ash will also be left over. So that ash should be handled very carefully and stored in the facility, right? The ash can be sold in the to the industries which which is required for that particular industry, right? So it can be sold to any particular industry which need them. Okay, next one is the large quantity of water. So as I have said, boiler in boiler we need a large amount of water so that steam can be generated. So large amount of water is needed. It is estimated value, right? That 550 into 10 raised to power 3 kg of water, right? In terms of weight, is needed for per unit coal, right? For per unit coal. So in the steam water is converted into steam, and then steam is then passed to the turbines. Okay, so this suggests that the site for thermal power plant will be selected near rivers. Right? So before planting the plant, we should select the plant near to the river area, right? From which we can take the water. If plenty of water is not available, then the same outlet from plant is to be reused. If large amount of water is not available, then that source is also the water which is available, it is reused again and again for the plant. Next one is the cost of fuel at cheaper rate, right? If I get a coal at a cheaper rate, then I'll buy more from that particular mine. Okay, so cheaper and moderate quality of coal is needed for the plant. Quality of land, right? It is also important point. The quality of land should be good. A good quality of land is required for foundation, right? Before planting the plant, we should see the foundation, if it is good or bad. Rocky land will receive blasting for foundation, right? If it is rocky, then blasting is needed. If it is marshy, then land require pile foundation. Such type of land quality makes the construction more costly, right? So good quality land is needed. If I am choosing a bad quality or a moderate quality of land, then I need more work to implement, to set up that plant, that pile foundation I have to set up. Then if I select a good quality of land, then no need to set up that extra work for the land. Next one is the away from populated area, right? The burning coal and will generate a large amount of smoke, fumes, ash, right? So it can cause health problems for the workers or the population near to area. So we need to avoid that populating area and set up the plant. Labor availability, right? Labor should be available for 24 hours because it is 24-hour generating power plant. Plant runs 24 hours. Labor should be available at cheaper and reasonable rate. Next one is the industries nearby. Why industries should be nearer? Because transmission cost will automatically get decreased if I am because heavy loads are the industries, right? And low loads are actually the consumers, like the villages nearer by. So the industry should be closer so that the electricity can be transmitted easily. Okay. Next one is the fuel and their properties. So which are the types of fuels basically, right? Fuels are used in thermal power plant. Maybe it can be solid type, liquid type, or gaseous type. Okay, so fuels can also be natural or prepared fuel. Natural means it is no chemical reactions no chemical process has been done on that particular fuels, man. And prepared means some chemicals are added so that its property gets better and better. Okay, so common fuels for such plants are coal, oil, and gas. Right, coal is the solid, oil is the liquid, and gas is the gaseous form. Coal is also the most important fuel which is widely used by the coal power plants. Okay, so gaseous is very rarely used, and oil is also available, but it should be at cheaper rate so that we can use. So various forms of coals, right? Coals is widely used. So we will study which type of coal is used. Natural coals from mines. Okay, this is formed from the earth as a decomposition of vegetation, right? Coal. What is coal? Coal is actually the decomposition of vegetation which happened many years ago, right? So it get accumulated. Content of coal. So what should be the content of coal? Coal should be contained with moisture, right? Moisture availability should be there. Sorry, the moisture is also always present. There sulfur, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and ash. So these are the contents which are available in the coal. So the next one is the increasing the coal. That means which type of coal are basically, right? Of the peat, lignite, subbituminous, semi-bituminous, semi-anthracite, super anthracite, right? See, so these are the coals. Okay, selection of coal for the plant. One second. Selection of coal for the plant depends on the right means which should be the properties of the coal, right? Calorific value, weather, availability, sulfur content, right? Ash content. So this should be the right particle size, grain ability index, and caking properties. So these properties should be good for the any coal, any kind of coal. So as per the requirement, we choose the coal, and with the all the contents which are available. So it can neither affect the environment. After burning, it should not release large amount of sulfur gas, nitrogen gas. So it can harm the environment. Okay. So next one is the layout of thermal power plant. Okay, coal fired steam plant and its working. We will see the coal fired. So before it, this is the layout, right? You can draw the layout. So first one, the first block will be right, one second. So the first block will be ash storage and ash handling, right? Before the first, from where actually the process starts, it's from coal storage. The coal comes to the coal storage from the mines. Okay, coal handling plant. The plant in coal handling plant, the coal is actually powdered in very in small with large quantity, but very finely powdered, right? Then that coal is transferred to the boiler, right? With the taro, the coal is transferred to the boiler. In boiler, the coal is burned, and in boiler only the water is available, right? Water is there, so the water gets heated. With the heat, the water starts to release steam, right? That steam is then passes through the superheater. What is superheater? After boiling, the temperature is not that high for actually before starting, right? So if I am boiling a water, right? So what happens before boiling water? The temperature is normal, right, and the pressure is almost zero. But after heating, it releases the steam, and its steam has a very high temperature, and a very high pressurized steam. So the steam of pressure of the steam should be very high, and the temperature is also very high. So but in boiler, when we boil the water, the steam pressure is high, okay, and the temperature is also high, but we need more high pressurized steam. With more high pressurized steam, the temperature is also get increased. So in superheater, it superheats the steam, so that the pressure get very increased very largely. So that superheated steam is passed through the valve is actually the valve is actually some kind of controller, right? It controls the flow of the steam like a tap, right? When we want to stop the flow of the water, we turn on the tap, okay, and then we turn off the tap, right? In this way, the valve is controlling the steam. That steam is then passed to the turbine. Turbine is the assembly of blades, right? The blade, and both the boiler and turbine is coupled, right? Means the common shaft is there. That steam largely impact the blades, which after imparting the steam, the blade starts to rotate with a very high speed. That high speed will rotate the shaft which is connected, right? This is the coupler. It is coupled to the generator. So that generator will start generating the electricity, and it is then passed to the nearest substation. Okay, so this is the very simple process. That steam which is in the turbine, right, it has a high temperature and high pressure also, right, but the generation process is over. So that steam is then passed to the condenser. So what is condenser? Condenser is containing a large amount of cool water. It will extract the heat from the steam which has come from the turbine. After extracting that heat from the steam, it gets converted into water and it is stored in the reservoir. Okay, so if we want to supply, if I am using a recycled water, then that condensed steam through condenser, the steam or water, right, the water is pumped with the help of this pump. Okay, condensate pump will pump the water to the boiler, means to the economizer, right? We will see what is economizer and air preheater, right? So that water is again pumped, heated and pressurized water is pumped to the economizer. With that economizer, it again feed the water to the boiler and it again starts. But in reusing that water, it does not need more heating because it is already has some temperature. So no need to add more coal. We can use that coal with the same heat. We will increase the temperature and the pressure, and it is again that passes through the superheater, and again it is passed to the turbine, right? In boiler, when we burn the coal, it does not generate steam only. It generates flue gases, right, which is not required, and which contains many more sulfur content, nitrogen content, which is not required. Okay, so it is released in the air through this chimney, right? So it has a very long height, right? So with that, with the flue gases is passed through the superheater, and then it is passed through the economizer. I'll discuss what is economizer, air preheater, and then it is released into the chimney with the help of fan, right? It will pressure forcefully drift that flue gases into the chimney, and the chimney is very heighted. So in between also there is a filtering process, because flue gases, if we release directly the flue gases into the air, it will cause harmful effect on the environment. So there is also some filtration process, cooling process is there. It will automatically cool down the flue gases, and the heavy particles get deposited at the bottom of the chimney, and the gas is released into the atmosphere at a very high height. So this is the very simple example, right? There are actually the 5 cycles. Water cycle is there, right? The water is fed into the boiler. Air cycle is there for boiler where the combustion is taking place. What is combustion? Because basically the air does not the heat does not automatically get heat, means fire does not get automatically takes place. So air is needed. So with the help of air, it gets automatically fire. So the firing process get easily. Ash handling is there, right? Ash handling is there. With the unwanted part is coal's unwanted part is sent to this section, third section, ash handling plant, and it is stored and it is passed to the industries which needs them. Flue gas outlet, right? Flue gases outlet system is there. We don't want the flue gases. Cooling water circuit is there, right? This is the cooling water circuit, condenser section. So these are the actually working, right? So no need to look the working, right? Just you can revise this diagram. Okay, very easy diagram and very easy to remember section wise. So you can write down this or take the screenshot of this screen, and you can write down, you can draw this diagram layout in your notebook. So it is very simple, right? We will look what is energy conversion, right? What actually the thermal energy of the steam is converted to the mechanical, right? Rotary in the turbine, and then it is converted to the with the help of a generator it is converted into electrical energy. So what is the generator energy voltage? It is always 6.6 or 11 kV, not more than that. Okay, so because at 11 kV and 6.6 the current is very high, so we don't want to send at very high current the transmission network to the load, so we need to actually step up that voltage. So we need transformer, and the means the transformer section will come. Water cycle is there, right? Air pump, air supply to the boiler, right? Air cycle is needed. Ash handling, no need to discuss this because it is a very simple, right? Then ash handling we will discuss. What I'll discuss which are the main parts, right? Then the most important, the boiler type, fire tube boiler is there, water tube boiler is there. Okay, so in the next video I'll discuss more about thermal power plant. With this video actually I have completed the layout part, so how actually the thermal power plant looks, how the actually ash handling is done, coal coal inlet is taken, and what are the plant selection criteria, right? So with this video actually I have completed 3 or 4 topics with of a syllabus. In the next video I will discuss more of the thermal power plant. Okay, so if you like the video, kindly watch it properly and note down the notes. Okay, so thank you for watching. We will see more topics in the next video. Thank you.